This is How to Kill an Hour. My name is Marcus Bronzy.
And my name is Nick Bright. What's good?
Yeah, there are many ways to kill some time out there, but right now you are going to kill some with us.
That's right. Yes, you are. If you haven't already, make sure you check out the website. It's howtokillanhour.com. You can basically see everything we talk about on there. So if you want to see, if you listen to the podcast and you ain't seen what we look like or, you know, the things that we talk about, head over to howtokillanhour.com. You can see how peng me and Marcus are.
You know what? We did a photograph before the show today, and that portrait mode on the iPhone X is doing a lot for people out there.
Yeah. I mean, you still might need a couple filters on there, though, you know what I mean? Just to, like, really ram home how good looking I am, but, you know.
What's your go-to filter?
Do you know what? My go-to at the moment, I'm quite big on, like, the black and white at the moment.
I've actually noticed that on your Instagram. At Nick Bright DJ
Yeah.
on Instagram. You have got the black and white thing going on. What spurred that?
I'm not too sure. Like, maybe it's because I've been like colouring my hair different colours lately and stuff, and like with the black and white, it just like it's a nice contrast. I like it, and also I feel like little tip for everybody out there: black and white. If you got any like imperfections on your skin, I ain't got loads. Obviously, I ain't perfect. Nobody's perfect. But if you got any imperfections on your skin, like they kind of get ironed out in the black and white filter.
Oh. Yeah. There you go then. Quick bit of advice from Nick Bright.
That Tinder profile picture, Bumble, Happen, all of them, black and white. Get me. Right, let's give a couple shout outs then. Hello to Jump Cancel Podcast. Big up you guys. What Gear as well. Hold tight, you lot. 3D Mate. Is that like a friend who's in 3D? Is it like, I don't know, but big up 3D Mate. Hello to Maya Mader as well, and Music Industry Guide. All of you guys, man, big you up.
Also, a lot of love to Funk Butcher, who's been hitting us up, regular on the show. Molly and Cook as well, sending us some interesting articles about contact lenses, which you can take photographs with by blinking.
Just like Black Mirror, man.
Yeah, just like Black Mirror of Netflix. And also the Lioness, who sent us an article about a gaming kit which uses refraction to make the edges of monitors disappear. So if you've got like 3 monitors lined up, it looks like one monitor, one really long one. I mean, I like that, man. People sending over interesting things that we would find interesting and therefore share with the show. Who knows, these could make their way into content for next shows, but not this week's because I haven't read into them, so I can't talk about them.
We're chock-a-block as well, man. But if you do have any kind of interesting stuff that you've seen that you feel like relates to the things we talk about on the show, hit us up on Twitter, which is
at How to Kill an Hour.
There you go.
I must say, we've not made it hard to find us.
Yeah.
If you go to Google and type in How to Kill an Hour.
Well, do you know what? Little tip for you. Get on the internet. Yeah. I mean, it's a little thing that like not many people have heard of, the World Wide Web.
Yeah.
Get on there, right? There's a thing called Google. It's amazing.
Right.
Like, I mean, I used to use my encyclopedia and go to the library for everything, but you go on Google, you can find out anything about anyone.
And do you know what the scariest thing is about Google? Is that they know everything.
Literally everything. And also, it's really difficult if there's a picture of you on Google that you hate. Yeah. You know how hard it is for that picture to disappear?
Why do I feel like you got a story behind this?
Well, there's not really a story. There's just a horrendous picture of me from when I was like 17. I'm like crouching down on the floor, like pointing at the camera, like mad cheesy. Like it's awful.
So if I Google Nick Bright, will I see it now?
Yeah, you'll see that one. And you'll also see one where I look just severely unwell. I did an interview for Mobo. I had no hair when I did it. I look mad unwell, bruv. Like,
Nick Bright images.
Yeah, go on images.
I've got one of you holding a classic DJ pose with a pair of headphones in one hand and holding the jack in the other. If you're watching this on YouTube, because we're actually recording a video for this as well. Here you go.
I don't know why you're doing this.
Here's Nick there, flexing.
There's no need to show everybody. And also I'm wearing the most mental cardigan in that as well. So you know that's old school. I've got no hair in that. If you look if you're watching this on YouTube, you'll see.
Oh, is this a no hair one?
That's the same shoot, isn't it?
Yeah. So if you Google Nick Bright, then you'll see the no hairness.
That was also before I realised that I'm quite a happy person in real life. You know what I mean? In there, I'm looking mad upset. Moody. Which one have you found?
I found the one that you pointed.
Ah, that's the one.
That's a sick photo, man.
That is so shit.
I like it.
The worst thing about that picture is as well, that white hoodie that I had on, a big ass green Adidas logo in the middle of it, which has been photoshopped out because you can't have that on the BBC, innit?
Good bit of Photoshop work, that.
Right.
Just so we can share that with you, we'll put the photos to that in the show description.
Oh, great.
As well, just so you can check on it. But it's the easiest way for you to do it is to go on Google, type in Nick, then the word Bright. Simple.
I think it's a bad idea. I think you're better off just going on Pornhub or something, just like doing something better with your time.
I found them out. Is that your pops?
Which
Good looking guy.
Is it? Oh yeah, it's me. That was when he did Movember.
He's a good-looking guy.
Look at his moustache. That was the first time he ever did Movember. Again, that was years ago as well. Because look at me in that picture. Look at me now. Look, if you're watching this, look at me now. Look how peng I am.
You have matured with age.
Come on, man.
And
these pictures are so dead.
You've matured very well, Nick.
Google forget. Someone needs to make it easier for you to forget the old you.
And that's quite interesting because one of the things that people are scared of is how much Google knows about you.
Yeah.
But it's not just everything it knows. It's the small details like your search history. I know there's certain things that I've searched and I'm being like, fucking hell, if somebody looks at my search history, it's going to look fucked up.
Yeah, but it's also because we search everything now.
Yeah.
Like I was talking to somebody about this the other day. I can't remember who I was talking to, but I think I was at the pub or somewhere like that.
Yeah.
And you know how like back in the day, people would go to the pub, like friends would go to the pub and you'll just have like bullshit conversations about whatever. But then like one of those friends would like throw up to fact, but nobody knows if it's real or not. They'll just be like, yeah, did you know like lobsters like when they have sex, like they can have sex with like 7 other lobsters at the same time. And you'd all go, oh, wow, that's an incredible fact.
Yeah.
Now you just go, hang on, Google, lobsters, sex, 7 same time. Bullshit. It's there. Like there's no, I call them pub facts.
Yeah.
There's no pub facts no more because people just prove everything to be wrong or right straight away.
And there was a time when kids were younger that they used to gas that they were like famous or did things. I was one of those guys. Yeah. And now you can't lie. You can't roll up to the door of a club and be like, listen, I'm a famous footballer. I scored.
Yeah.
I play for Chelsea.
Social media's crushed us all. Yeah. My dad said when he was younger, he used to draw girls all the time by saying stuff like, yeah, you know, I'm a footballer playing for Crystal Palace because he's from South London, like playing for Crystal Palace, blah, blah, blah. Like, now you can't do that now.
You can't fucking do that.
No way. People going on your social media straight away, Wikipedia, all of that stuff. They're like, no, you're not.
Exactly.
Nah, never.
Exactly.
And then if you've got a really clever friend, though, real clever friend, you know how some people can get articles through Wikipedia? Like, I mean, I don't really know how it works. I never tried to write a Wikipedia article ever for anyone. But like, some people can get articles put onto Wikipedia. And like, if you've got a real clever friend, the night you're trying to chirps, you should just get that friend to like just bang up a fake Wikipedia for you that night.
Yeah, there are professional people out there. I've had an email from someone saying, would you like us to put you on Wikipedia? Because I'm not on Wikipedia. And I was like, yeah, fuck it. I'd like to be on Wikipedia. And they were like, well, it's going to cost this much.
And then you were like, yeah, not that much. Yeah,
don't call me, mate. I'll call you. But yeah, there are people out there. So, but do you think though, Wikipedia would be a reputable source? Like go into a bouncer, I play for Crystal Palace. Check Wikipedia.
I think so, you know, because like even though they tell us at uni Wikipedia is not a credible source, blah, 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 for your dissertation, when regular folk of the world nowadays are looking for anything, where do you go first?
Wiki. Exactly.
Google.
Google.
Yeah, but you go to Google to get to the wiki. That's what I do. I go to Google and I type in like, I don't know, whatever I'm looking for, like Marcus Bronzy, wiki. And then bang, like... straight on there.
Unfortunately, you won't find anything if you wiki me, mate.
He wants it that way. Incognito, you see. Just trying to stay mysterious out here.
For real? So, I mean, some people do want to stay off the radar. And this is why this is an interesting thing, Nick. Do you know how much your phone knows about you?
I don't actually know. And the thing is, this is something I've thought about quite a lot, just in life, because of the way we've already mentioned it. You're so reliant on your phone now anyway, which is why when people say, oh, sorry, I didn't text you back, mate. I didn't see your message. Bullshit. Like everybody has got their phone in their hand. There's just some stat where you check your phone. I can't remember the numbers off the top of my head, but you check your phone and it's an insane amount of times a day, right? So that don't wash straight away. But you rely on your phone for everything now, and it's because of internet connectivity, which is why when you go abroad now and you go to a country where you can't use your phone the same way you use it at home, it's a nightmare, isn't it? You're on your phone and you're like, well, what the fuck am I meant to do now? Like you can't really use it. You can only you're just looking at it. It's just like nothing. So yeah, like I do think that the amount of information we pump into our phones is scary.
85 times a day, by the way. I just googled
85. There you go.
I just googled it and went to Wiki, and Wiki told me.
And the thing is, that will be the average as well. That won't even be like a lot of people that are like, I reckon younger people, because they're probably looking at that as an average across all ages. Younger people are going to be higher than that, man. I'm sure I check my phone more than 85 times a day.
Or you could check it once for an hour.
Yeah, exactly.
Do you know what I mean? So that's still the same amount of phone time. But the reason I'm asking you that, Nick, is that your phone is giving away way more data than you think. And a lot of that is location data.
Yeah.
So are your location settings on all the time?
I make sure that my location settings are only on for specific apps, and any app that wants to use it whilst I'm not using the app, I always say no to that. Yes. I only allow apps to use it when I'm using the app. So like say City Mapper or an app like that, if I open City Mapper up, then it's got the rights to access my location. Because I know there's certain apps that are just like living in your locations.
That's right. There are some apps which you can only choose whether they use your location or not.
Yeah.
You can't even say only allow location settings while the app's open.
I say no to those guys, man.
Right.
I'm a bit para about this stuff, though.
Well, you're rightly so, because I didn't realize how many people did not know that apps could check your location.
It's nuts.
And send it back. They're not just prepared and ready. They can send that back to whoever the app owner is at any point. And also that those app companies can actually sell that data to other people as well.
The whole thing is mad.
Yeah, it's crazy. So, for example, Google Maps uses it in a positive way.
Right.
They use it to tell you how much traffic there is on the road. You ever used Google Maps to drive around and use it as navigation? Yeah. The reason you see red bits on your journey sometimes are because when you're driving your car is because there's loads of people with Google Maps not moving. That's cool, right? That's cool. That means that Apple Maps, Apple Maps though, does the same thing, but apparently the way it finds out you're at work, even though when you've never told it where work is, it kind of does the maths. If you're at a certain place between 9 to 5, Monday to Friday, or if you're in a certain area for a certain number of days or time of the week, it's going to automatically presume that that's work or another place is home, depending on the hours.
What?
So without telling it, it can presume. So for example, let me clear that up. So for example, if you between 9 and 5 are always in Regent's Park and standing in the middle of the park, chilling out, then it's going to say, right, well, that must be where Nick's working. But between like 6 in the morning, 6 p.m. in the evening, 6 p.m. in the morning, if you're always in, for example, I don't know, Tottenham or at the Emirates Stadium where Arsenal play, that's their home ground. If you're there, it will say, right, that's where you live, that's home. And you've not told it that. So to me, that's cool. But then it goes on to other things as well. So as well as location, when you allow an app to use a microphone.
Now this, dangerous.
So this is where it gets, like, I've already speculated about this on the show before.
Facebook.
So it's funny. Yeah, there you go. Funny say it. So basically, when you're allowed to use your microphone, your phone can record anything that you put into it when you use voice commands and stuff like that. Or if you use Google Maps and you want to search for a road, you press voice command, take me home, whatever. It uses your microphone then. But if you allow it to use your microphone, it doesn't actually specify whether it's when you're using the app or when you're not using the app. It can use it all the time. It's funny you should say that, because a lot of people have said that when they use Facebook, they've spoken about something and a Facebook ad has popped up. Have you had that experience?
100%. And I know I'm not being paranoid. I know it's things that I haven't Googled or searched for. Yeah. Like just things that I'm chatting about in like with my flatmate or whatever, just in the living room. And then I'm like, I'll open up Facebook and I'm like, like, why is this coming up? Why is this targeted? Because sometimes it's random stuff as well, bruv.
You can say, so I think I was talking about tables when we were moving studio. I was talking about tables, and I opened Facebook, and all of a sudden it was like, hey, there's a table around the corner from you. Here's a dining table, a kitchen table.
The whole Facebook debate, there's a whole nother level to it, because like there's that picture of Mark Zuckerberg that's got circulated where he's got like a sticker over the webcam on his MacBook, isn't it? Yeah.
Even he has that.
Yeah, and like from when you're seeing that man doing that, everyone's gonna see that and go, they're definitely watching us. But then there's also a part of me, right? Just bear with me now. There's a part of me that also thinks Mark Zuckerberg and the people that run Facebook, they're clever guys. They are clever people, right? I feel like they might be trolling us a little bit. They might have said before they took the picture, because they're not dumb, yeah? He's got PR people all around him, Mark Zuckerberg. They're not dumb. They might have said, do you reckon if we stick a thing over the webcam, like we can fuck with everyone? Like everyone will go like, oh my God, like they're watching us. Yeah, let's do it. Let's do it for a laugh. Because you might, innit? You might do stuff like that for a laugh. So, who knows? Maybe like Mark Zuckerberg and all these like high class, like big fat cats that are around him are proper laughing at us all going, Facebook are watching us.
Do you know what? Because you know what? That's a good idea, Nick, because they didn't say anyone else had a bit of tape over there.
That's what I'm saying.
And if he knew and he was doing it and he was in the same open plan office as you,
trust me,
you'd do it as well, wouldn't you?
Yeah. Unless it's a regulation that if you work for Facebook, you have to be watched at all times. Black Mirror.
Black Mirror.
Trust me.
We got to get onto Black Mirror in a minute though, because I know you've digested it, bro.
Yeah. I haven't watched the final episode of season 4, the latest season, but I've watched everything else.
All right, let's hop into that next. But more data that your phone gives out. So microphone, right? So you could have your phone on the table and you're talking about, I don't know, pussy, and your phone starts showing you cats.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Which will be disappointing, but hey, yeah.
Yeah, Yeah. Another one is time combined with location, right? And that is when you take photographs.
Yeah.
So every time you take a picture, there's actually some metadata which is sealed in saying this picture was taken at this time, this location, and as well as that, your phone, you're an iPhone user, right? And I know Android phones do this as well. Your phone actually goes through your images and recognizes them. So I want you to do this actually live on the show. If you can pull out your iPhone or if you can grab your phone from the other side. Is it charging?
Yeah, well, don't worry, I can get it.
Cool.
It's calm.
That iPhone X battery is doing well for you, yeah?
Yeah, I'll move the charger. There's
a charger. Yeah, there's a charger over here.
Boom.
There you go. Boom. So yeah, whip out your phone.
Is this the brassiere thing? Is what you're gonna try?
Now, if you
have you heard about that? Yeah.
No. What is this?
You haven't heard
I've
about
got a bra on my phone.
If you go into your photos,
and
then go to the little search icon at the top, and type in brassiere, if you've got any boob shots, the phone can recognise the boob shots.
Oh, I need more boob shots.
Yeah, I got none because if I go in mine and type in brassiere,
well, that's what I was going to ask you to type in. I was going to ask you to go in and type in something like dog. And there you go. I got all the pictures of dogs. There you go. Pictures of dogs.
Yeah.
So your phone actually goes through your images and knows what's on your phone.
It's nuts how it knows how all of these pictures are dogs. And literally every single picture is a dog. It's like you think it would make a mistake, but every single picture, there's 47, they're all dogs. And
I'm going to take a big jump here, a leap, but I'm going to make this a conservative one. I presume that your phone does not do that all on its phone. I presume that data goes out to the network and comes back.
Yeah, it must
because your phone, for it to just know, it's not got that kind of tech in it where it can pull apart every photo and work out what's in it. So there you go. So your iPhone knows where your pictures are taken, when they were taken, and what's in it.
If I type in gig,
even gigs have come up.
Any gig that I've been to, me watching Kanye West in Miami, One Extra Live, Dizzy Rascal doing the Boy in the Corner show in London. That's crazy.
You know what? If you haven't got brassiere in your phone and you're like me, you're sad. I'm sad. I at least need something from the group or something.
Yeah, I've got no brassiere either.
Let me type in arse or something like that. Ass.
I don't think arse.
Arse. What
bum.
else? Bum.
Nope, nothing in mine. Mine is dead though.
Gun. That doesn't show up. But anyway, live searching on the show. So your phone knows where photos were taken, where they were taken, who's in it. It can listen to you. It can follow you around.
It's crazy, isn't it?
Before we move on, in a word, how does that make you feel?
Not like most people would probably be expecting me to say
more than
scared.
one word, but
in a sentence. No, I can do it in a word. I was just saying, like most people would expect me to say scared. Yeah. In a word, I'd probably say miffed. Like, because I'm more like, how is this happening? How is this happening? And people aren't having to be more honest and upfront about how this is happening.
I got a theory about it, and somebody mentioned this about new tech the other day. I read it in an article talking about how Uber got to where it was. I think these companies now have worked out, if they just do something and it gets so big that you can't deny it, you can't really create legislation to stop it happening.
Do something and take the reprimands later. That's what it feels like.
Yeah. Just do it and say sorry. Because if you were to get a letter saying or an email saying, Nick, can we nick everything that your phone hears, every bit of your location, every image, everyone would go, fuck off. No. And you know what? You probably have had a bit of paperwork that said that. It's probably called your terms and conditions where you log into your phone, that 50 million page document.
I mean, I read it extensively, and I can't imagine that I don't remember seeing that in there. Like, I read every single page twice.
Yeah, so, fuck it. I mean, for me, my word's unsurprised. Yeah. Because, you know what? Fuck it.
It's only going to happen more as well, you know what I mean? Like, this is why, okay, and I'm not condoning this behaviour on the podcast, but this is why your neighbourhood drug dealer ain't rolling around with a smartphone.
Hey, that's why they're on that original calculator phone.
The burner, that's what they call it.
The burner phone, that's right. Because they just get tracked.
Yeah. There's
Crazy.
too much. Like, when you think about it, I've got, as you can see, I'm not a drug dealer because I have got an iPhone 10 here. So if I was, come and find me.
Next to the burner. That's where he keeps it. Next to the burner.
But even if I had a burner, it was like, you still can't really have one of these. If you you know what I mean? So what I'm trying to say is, like, for me, like, I'm not trying to hide anything. So my information going out, it's a bit like, oh, who's getting this information? It's a bit scary, blah, blah, blah. But unless you're a secret agent or you've got something to hide or whatever, then kind of not what's the big deal? Because I do understand why it's a big deal to people, but I'm just like, it's a way of life now.
Yeah, well, 60% of young people, so I'm going to say 16 to 25s, they're cool with it. Yeah. They're just like, fuck it.
Take it on the chin. Unless you're doing something that's going to get you in trouble, I don't see why you would have some kind of absolute, like, disgust for people doing it. That's what I will say. I'm not saying that I'm not saying that I agree that people should just be able to go and sift through your stuff. So I genuinely don't think that's happening. But I do think that they have the power to do it if they want to.
Exactly. And I'm just like, you know what? I'm kind of just like, whatever, man.
Yeah.
I'm clean. Got nothing to worry about.
Thankfully. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, in most senses of the word.
Yeah.
But if you want to know what's the top tip, what's the best bit of advice if you want your phone to stop fucking copying information about what you do and sending it somewhere else, you just got to, 1, throw your phone in the bin, and not have a smartphone, or 2, try and turn off location settings, microphone settings, everything else settings. But good luck trying to use your phone.
Yeah, I was going to say, even if you did all that, you might as well have a 3310, mate. You know what I mean? Like, what's the flipping point having an all singing, all dancing iPhone if you can't do any of the stuff on there?
Exactly. How is your iPhone X, your iPhone 10? Is it all singing, all dancing still? How's it doing? Because I noticed you've plugged it into the charger today. Yeah, you on full charge this morning?
No, I was this morning, but like that's just because I've been up since 5 a.m. today. Like I've been doing the One Extra Breakfast show lately, so I leave mine at like 5:15.
Jeez.
So like the phones, and now at the time of recording this, what are we at? We're at like
4 p.m.
Yeah, 4 p.m. So and it was on about 50-something% when I put it on charge. So that's not too bad. You know what I mean? Like if that was my old iPhone 7, it wouldn't have got this far. I would have already been flat. But we all know the reasons behind that now, don't we?
Yes. Well, it's been a really big thing, and it dropped just before Christmas. It's a shame we couldn't talk about it on the show earlier, was this whole thing about Apple slowing down iPhones. Now, for years, I know many a time, many people have said to me, Marcus, I swear to God, just before the new iPhone comes out, my fucking phone slows down.
Everyone says it.
You've said it. I think Mr. Jam, a Radio 1 presenter, he's actually tweeted about it. And I think he had Apple. Maybe, I don't know. But yeah, he was saying, fucking hell, my phone is slowing down.
Definitely. Like, we weren't all just imagining it, you know what I mean? And it wasn't just the I don't know, after having it for about 6 months. It was specifically around the time of a new release. And that's happened on every single iPhone that I've ever had. And my first iPhone was the iPhone 3, the 3G, and then I got the 3GS, and then from then on just had the new one ever since.
Yeah, you're part of the family. You're in. You're in the Orchard family.
But do you know who loved this news the most? This iPhone news?
Who?
The Android users. Oh my God. If you know any Android users out there, or you are an Android user yourself, like, just give it a rest, man. Like, we get it. You hate iPhone, all right? Like, I got one. Like, I prefer iPhone. You prefer Android. I'm not getting on your back about that.
Yeah, and if you really want to go that way, let's not forget, right? Let's not forget when Samsung was selling a phone that was also a bomb at the same time.
You could buy a phone that would literally blow up. Like, terrorists dream. Yeah. Like, they didn't even need to smuggle it onto planes.
Exactly, yeah.
Walk on brazen.
Exactly. And you know what? That's a feature you might want on your phone, but not me, mate.
Yeah. I mean, that gives a whole new meaning to blowing up my line. You know what I mean? Whole new meaning.
Like, my phone was blowing yesterday, bro.
Oh, my days. My phone was blowing up, quite literally. Like, there's that footage of CeeLo Green getting, like, blown up, innit, in the studio. Man's on the phone like, yeah. Hey, man, it's me, CeeLo Green. Bang! Like, what's all that about? It's this madness.
Well, I don't know, mate. But so you know what? If you're Android or Samsung, fall back.
It's all falling apart. Oh my God!
There you go. Look, that's what the Samsung talk pulls apart the studio. But
I'm too gassed. That's what it is.
But yeah, so I'm going to tell you, like, it's out now, innit? Apple have admitted to it, but I'll explain to you why. But in just a few minutes, we'll give you the solution, like how you can get around this whole issue with your phone slowing down, right? So Apple have admitted that it is a situation that was their fault when your phone slows down before the new ones come up. Now, I don't know. Are you aware of it, Nick, or are you aware about why this happened? I can explain it to you and listen at the same time.
I'm aware of why it happens, but like if you explain it, that would probably be best, just to refresh my memory. Like you said, it happened before Christmas.
So basically, it's because iPhones, as you know, your iPhone battery deteriorates through time. That's another for any battery. The more you use your phone, the worse it gets. Like the best battery performance you get is a few charges in, and from then on, it's kind of like a human being.
Yeah,
it goes through puberty, comes out the box a man, and then becomes old and frail by the time you get rid of it.
Gradually declines.
Exactly.
And then you're dead.
Exactly. So Apple disclosed to the public that old iPhone batteries are less capable of delivering peak energy loads. So if they ran the battery, if the iPhone ran the battery in the phone like it was a great battery, like it was a brand new battery, the actual phone might crash, or it might run hotter, it might cause damage to other components in the phone because the battery in it wasn't quite ready to give the energy levels in the right way.
Yeah.
So what that means is when they update the software for the new set of phones, your phone might draw more power because there's been a change around of the way the systems work. And what the phone does is it allocates less energy to CPU, to RAM and stuff like that. So your phone, instead of like trying to keep up with everything that it should be doing, it says, hang on, let's give a little bit less energy, a little bit of time to things like apps opening, scrolling, backlight dimming, speaker volume.
So all the important stuff, all the things that you want your phone to do.
Tinder.
And you know what?
Booty calls.
This all sounds like bullshit to me. I'm calling it out right now. Like, I'm sorry. You can't tell me that my iPhone 7 cost. What did my iPhone 7 cost me? Because iPhone 10's fucking
like
over $1,000.
7-8 bills or something.
Yeah, you can't tell me that a £700 phone within a year is running like some sticky ass bullshit. Like, you can't tell me that. Like, £700. Shut up. I'd expect it from a £150 phone. You know what I mean?
I get it, but at the same time, it's kind of I understand, but at the same time, there's a couple of things that I'm kind of glad that my phone doesn't overheat and perhaps maybe blow up.
I don't think it will though. I think that's all a lie myself, you know. But like you can't tell me that they're knocking out phones that cost the consumer £700-800 that they're openly admitting when they put them out, oh, this has got a sell by date of a year on it. In a year's time, this £800 phone is going to run super slow. Shut up. Imagine if they said that to you about your laptop. I know laptops slow down as well, but it's a lot longer. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, and these cost nearly as much as a laptop now. In fact, the iPhone 10 costs the same as a laptop now.
But value for money though, Nick, you have your phone is on more than you, bro.
Oh yeah, like cost per minute of using. Yeah, I get what you're saying, but even so, to spend over £1,000 on a product, for it to be within a year when they bring out the next one, or a year's time, or even 18 months time, for £1,000 electrical unit to be like potentially, I mean, I'm not over exaggerating here, unusable. A lot of them are when you're trying to use it for stuff you want to use it for. It's like you scroll upwards and it's like you scroll. Wait. Oh, it moves now. Like, you can't tell me that's normal, man.
But apart from your fridge and your freezer, what else is on 24/7? Like, what else is working 24/7?
I get what you're saying, but is it working 24/7? Like when it's like locked like it is now.
It's like, ready to receive calls, text, emails are flying into it.
But like that's the same as my laptop though. I never turn my laptop off ever. I just close it and that puts it to sleep. Do you turn your laptop off?
Sometimes I put it to sleep. Sometimes
because I got a Mac. Most people have got Macs now. Mm-hmm. Like I never ever turn my laptop off. Like my laptop's behind me right now. I'll get it. If you're watching this on YouTube, you'll see what's about to go down.
Boom. If I hear the startup sound,
watch. I'll open it up. The laptop will just turn on.
Okay, cool.
Because I never turn it off.
Is that a Bitcoin as your logo?
No, I wish. I got 100% now as well, so I don't even need to charge it anymore. No. But yeah, I never turn it off because it's like to boot it up just takes too long. But my laptop still works crisp.
Are you on your laptop as much as your phone?
No,
then?
But like I get what you're saying and the argument you're trying to make, but I refuse to believe that your phone should have a sell-by date of a year. And if it does, that should be marketed to you at the point of purchase. Like when you go into the App Store, when you go to the Apple Store, your local Apple Store or whatever, they should say within a year, this phone, they should have what they should do, right? You know where you can go and play with the iPhones and everyone's standing there for fucking ages and you're like, will you move out of the way for God's sake? I want to have a go. Like, they should have one that is like, this is what it's like when it's brand new. In fact, they don't even need two phones. They could have on the display phone. They could have, this is what it's like when it's brand new, and then you push a little app on the phone, and then it's like, this is what it will run like after a year. You know why they don't want to do that though? Because everyone will go, well, this is fucking bullshit. Yeah. I don't want my phone to run like this after a year. But yet they're saying, oh, well, that's just the way it is.
That's a slippery slope though, Nick. Because could you imagine you are in the laptop store now, and you want to buy a laptop, and they go, this is how your laptop works today. This is how it will work next year when we upgrade the software.
But I don't think it's as bad with a laptop because the degradation isn't as extreme.
You're not a Windows user though, are you? So sometimes it can get a bit sticky.
I used to be, but like, I've never seen degradation as bad as the iPhone in such a quick period. Even like... Let's just forget the fact that let's forget a year. Everyone's like hiding behind this year thing. Let's forget the year, right? Because it ain't a year. Your phone will work cool for 9 months. You're like, fucking hell, this is so fast. 9 months, 10 months. Oh my God, man, this is the shit. Then one update happens 2 months before the new phone comes out. All of a sudden, you're like, this is fucking bollocks, man. What's going on? Like, so how comes it's cool for 9 months? And then all of a sudden, there's like, it's not gradual. It's like this is the shit. This is so fast. I'm getting so many left swipes in, so many right swipes in. This is working. So then all of a sudden, bang! Oh fucking hell! This is slow as fuck. Like it's too quick to be degradation, in my opinion. There will be degradation there. In my opinion, look, this is just my opinion. Yeah, I don't want Apple to come and sue us. I don't think they'll bother. But like the switch is too quick to be down to battery degradation for me. The switch signifies to me that they're hiding behind battery degradation, but it's more like, yeah, we're just making it run shit by putting this update on because we want you to buy the new phone. Like, if they just came out and said that, I feel like they'd get a bit more respect. People would be mad, but like, people would go, I fucking knew it. Like, and it won't stop people buying the new iPhone.
That's what I was going to say to you, Nick. No. And at the same time, whilst we kind of all knew it, there's 3 of us in the studio right now, myself, you, and Billy. Have you got an iPhone X?
Yep.
Bill, have you got an iPhone X?
He's editing. Yeah. Oh, yeah, he's easy.
Yeah, and so have I, bruv. Yeah. So what does that say?
It says to me that they've got like 3 and a bit grand out of all of us, you know what I mean? And they probably will again in 18 months' time when the iPhone fucking R comes out. And
they've not even taken in the laptops into consideration.
Yeah, there's 2 MacBook Pros in here.
Very orchard in here. Free Macs?
Well, you two got MacBook Pros and I've got a MacBook. You
got the MacBook Featherweight.
I got MacBook Pro at home as well, though. I got 2.
So two Macs?
I had 3. I sold my MacBook Air.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I got Apple Watch at home, which just sits in the drawer. Don't even use it anymore.
Jesus.
It's mad, isn't it?
Orchard gang. That's what he is. But if you need to replace your battery for your phone, if you feel like it's slowing down, you are experiencing any of this degradation, it's How to Kill an Hour. We're not just here to cry about it and moan. We can actually tell you how you can get it sorted. And that is by getting a $29, or I think it's 29 quid in England, battery for your phone.
That annoys me as well, by the way.
30 quid. It used to be more.
No. It annoys me that it's $29, but we still pay £29.
Yeah, it's like what's that now? 50 quid now? 60, 100 million quid?
But it's like, but what I mean is like, why is it you go to America, you can get the iPhone X, iPhone 10, whatever you want to call it.
X, man.
I mean, I prefer calling it the X because it's a fucking X.
It's the 9, really. Yeah. It's the iPhone 9, so I'm calling it X, man.
So you can go to America, get an iPhone 10 for $999, but over here you got to pay 999 quid, which is more than dollars.
Yeah.
What a bomber club.
I don't... you just got to catch a flight every time you want a new iPhone, like you did for the 7.
Bang out of order. Well, I just so happened to be there on holiday. That was pure luck. I didn't go, I want to save myself £150 by paying £400 for a flight to Miami.
Listen, kids, so when if you're 15 or under, you weren't around at this time, but there was a time when the pound would get you $2.
Yeah, oh God, yeah.
A long time ago, and my boy bought a MacBook Pro when he could go, when it was the same thing, say a grand here, a grand there. Yeah, so £1,000 for a product here would be $1,000 over there. He went over there and got a half price laptop.
Yeah. Like, the good times even were like, you'd get $1.75, $1.50. Yeah. Now it's like some bullshit.
Now I'm just spending euros like pounds now, let alone dollars, bruv.
I don't want to turn this into the financial podcast, but the euros is killing me, bruv. Like, like when I DJ'd in Malia 2007, I DJ'd for the whole summer in Malia, and 2008. Boy, we were raking it in because the currency was, well, in fact, sorry, let me start that again. We were raking it in euros, but then when we transferred it back to pounds, we were like, oh, what? We had actually even got that much money. Whereas now we'd be like, my God, I'm rich. Like,
balling.
I was DJing every night, getting paid in cash every night DJing. When I came back to England, I'd have been like loaded. But back then it was like the exchange rate, the pound was strong. Now, thank you very much, Brexit, we're fucked.
And you know, it went the other way around with me. Napa, DJing out there for a season, the Greek pound was stronger than the English pound.
Yeah, I remember that.
So you'd make a change out there, come home and be like, hey, fuck you know, son. Yeah, you'd be very, very happy. But now it's euros. Yeah. And it's all a bit fucked up.
Yeah, we all went fucked up.
All a bit fucked up. But anyway,
Cyprus, isn't it, man?
If you have an iPhone, if you have an iPhone 6 or 6 Plus, 6S or 6S Plus, SE or iPhone 7/7 Plus, you may require a new battery. Go to howtokillanhour.com. We actually have an article which will show you where to get your battery sorted out, whether your phone, a few tests with Geekbench and stuff to work out whether your phone needs a new battery. And if you want to swallow the £29 or $29, then you can do that, man. Because, you know, we're here to help you out as well.
I mean, we got there in the end after moaning about currency and all the rest of it. But, you know, we there.
Quick one if you're an iPhone X user. We were talking about this in the car on the way here, Nick Bright. How to turn off and restart your iPhone X, because it does not have the usual home screen button that you can hold down while you're holding power. You've only got 3 buttons to press on this instead of 4.
I think it's annoying, you know. It's actually like I really like my iPhone 10. Like I really like the iPhone 10/X. I'm into it, but one of the things I think is annoying is if you want to turn the phone off. Let me just like describe it for you if you haven't seen one or whatever. There's the usual volume buttons on one side, so up and down, so 2 buttons there, and on the other side there's a singular button. Now most people would believe that the singular button just turns the phone off, but it don't.
Doing it now. What happens now? It's just, it thinks I'm Syrian right now, bruv.
Yeah. If you hold down the button on the right-hand side, it comes up saying, what can I help you with? How about fucking turn off? Like, that's what I want you to do. Especially because you can do, hey Siri, for Siri. See? What can I help you with? So I always do,
by the way, that's how you know your iPhone's listening to you at all times.
Yeah.
So
I was going to mention that earlier, actually, about Amazon Alexa, because my dad's got an Alexa now, and I was like, Alexa listens to you all the time. So people are super power about that as well. But yeah, basically, I was like, how do you turn this shit off? What the hell would you do? Like, if you hold down a button, it don't turn off. Because I don't bother reading manuals and blah, blah, blah. I just assume that they're going to be pretty much the same as the previous generation. But it turns out there is a way of turning it off.
Yes, and that is using the volume button. So a lot, like the first thing I tried to do, I fucked up. I was trying to hold the power button and the up volume button, but all it does is it makes some sort of mad, it starts doing the SOS thing, where it starts, if I hold it down, it starts calling like friggin' emergency services, which I don't want it to do that. The way is, I'm going to make sure that I got it right now, is you press the volume up, the volume down, and then you hold the power button at the same time. Or you can go into your settings and press shut down. But that's
yeah, because that's quick, isn't it? Oh, let me just unlock the phone, go into settings, turn it off. Shut up. What's wrong with you lot?
It's mad. It's absolutely
You're not taking
madness.
a piss.
So yeah, it's up, volume down, and then
even that's jarring. Why have I got to press 3 buttons to turn the phone off? Well, you got to do 4 things: volume up, volume down, press the button, swipe across. Fucking hell, what is going on? Like, is it this? This is nuts. What am I going to have to do next? It's like an episode of Crystal Maze just to turn off your phone.
Man.
Mental arithmetic test.
Bro, I don't know, man. What are they supposed to do? Like, you don't want your phone to shut off easily.
Here's an idea, right? To activate Siri, how about they made it so you just press the volume up and down button at the same time? So you can do that. If you just did that, bang.
Cool, right.
And just have the button on the right to lock the phone or turn the phone off.
I suppose so.
Because you can easily, look, I've got my phone in my hand now. You can press the up and down button at the same time. Boom.
Okay.
Like,
all right. I don't know.
Easy.
I'm like, whatever, man. But yeah, if you want to do the hard reset, it's up. It's the volume up, volume down, and then hold it down.
Plus, I think Apple are gassing Siri a little bit. I'm not going to lie. Like, they're making out that pressing the button to get access to Siri is more important than pressing the button to turn your phone on or off. Being realistic, how often do you use Siri?
At the moment, I'm using Siri for a fucked up, weird reason. I'm obsessed with what words mean. I can't watch a show. Someone will be like, yeah, and I was on my Zenith, and I was like, Siri, What does zenith mean? I'm like that all the time. So and also if I'm wearing gloves and I'm out and about, cold weather, it means I don't have to use my fingerprints. I just open it, use my face to open it, and I'm nice.
I don't use Siri often at all.
Mm-hmm.
I think, I'm an iPhone user here as well, and an Apple guy. So I'm not. You can't say I'm criticizing Apple. Ever since my dad got an Amazon Echo with Alexa on it, Siri is shit compared to Alexa.
Siri's not got as much personality, has she?
But
really?
it's not
She's
even
not
just
got the
that.
scope
It's
of what
just
she can do.
Dumb.
But Siri's dumb. like Alexa, yeah, you could do everything. Like Alexa's my dad is not a technologically advanced person.
Yeah.
But he you can say, Alexa, what's the football scores? And it will just run through the football scores. You can't ask Siri that. Whenever I ask Siri the Arsenal score, it starts telling me matches from like 6 months ago. I'm like, bruv, you dumb. Arsenal playing tonight. Or, you like with Siri, it's real limited. What's the weather like outside? Tell you things like that. Like, what's my appointments looking like today? Tell you things like that. But like, if you say, Siri, can you tell me the difference between this type of monkey and this type of monkey? It can't tell you. It go, I'm trying to search the web for that. Like, shut up. Like, if I say to Alexa, can you tell me the difference between a chimpanzee and a orangutan? Alexa will come back with the answers.
Really?
Yeah, it's clever like that. It's much better when you're asking it questions. If you ask it like, yo, Alexa, who's Marcus Bronzy?
I'm sorry, I do not know.
Yeah, but it will come back and say it might come back and say that, but it will also come back and if it finds anything about you, it will say Marcus Bronzy is a podcaster who runs How to Kill an Owl. You ask Siri that, Siri don't know.
Really?
So, and then it just annoys me when Siri goes, I'm trying to search the website, the internet for that. It's like, I can do that myself without you, Siri. Like, I'm asking you because I want this shit to be quick. Like,
so what you want from Siri is you want that Alexa level of intellect more.
Yeah, I just think Alexa is so much better and it's easier to use. I feel like it's cleverer. Like, old people love Amazon Echoes, young people like them. I just think it I'm not advocating for Amazon or dissing iPhone in any way because I've got a motive, because I don't. I just think it's a better system.
Okay, interesting. I mean, I've got to say, Amazon have got it on lock, and especially with regards to putting stuff on your list and ordering it, that is sick. Because obviously Amazon have got the whole delivery service sorted out. It's what they do. And so the fact that Alexa plugs into that is amazing.
We're moving towards, I don't know if you've used Amazon Fresh before or, any of the
I've not used it. I'm aware of it.
Yeah,
but explain
I've
it to
used it.
listeners.
So it's essentially...
Wait, you used it?
Yeah.
Oh, wiki,
so
talk me through it.
It's basically like you can do your shopping on Amazon.
Yeah.
And I mean grocery shopping here. I don't mean like... shopping for cables or whatever.
So if you want to eat the groceries, you can...
Exactly.
Yes.
So, but because, how good is that? Because more and more of us are shopping online now. I mean, I'm not a big fan of doing shopping online. I'm old school. It's one of the only things that I'm quite old school about. Going to the supermarket. I'm not really precious about going to, shopping centres to do shopping for clothes. I'll go on ASOS or whatever, buy clothes on there. But, when it comes to, supermarket, grocery shopping, I'm very, old school. I want to go to the supermarket. I don't know why. I don't know why. It's just a weird thing.
So how did you end up doing the Amazon Fresh order? And what's it like ordering through there? Because I've never tried it.
Basically, there was one day where I just couldn't get to the supermarket, usual. And then I was like, well, let me see if Amazon Fresh delivers to my area, because I only deliver to certain areas. I mean, I don't know how quickly it's expanding, but this was about a year ago. So it was quite new.
Yeah.
It was quite new. And the area that I live in East London, it's quite close to Stratford, and they got a depot in Stratford, so they delivered to where I lived. So I was like, well, let's try it, man, and see what it's like. It's quite cool because if you get in early enough in the morning, you can book for delivery on the same day and stuff. So say if I went on now, the chances are, because again, it's 4:30 now, the chances are I won't get a delivery today because all the slots are gone. But if I was to go on in the morning, 10 a.m. in the morning, and want to get a delivery for that evening, I could probably book a slot for that evening.
And what sort of stuff did you get?
But you can get everything, man. You name it. Bread, milk, the usual stuff. You could get ready milk, everything that you could get in the supermarket.
Can you get fruit and veg and stuff?
Get fruit and veg, fresh fruit, fresh veg, everything. Everything and anything.
And you were happy with the service? Happy with the goods?
Yeah. It comes in little nice paper bags. Little delivery man comes, knocks on the door. Your allotted time, paper bags. Amazon Fresh on the side, gets delivered, and then boom.
Is it a bit more expensive or the same as supermarket?
Do you know what? It's not really. I mean, I can't say for 100% or not, because I haven't got like the prices and stuff in front of me, but I didn't think this is outrageously expensive or anything like that. It just felt the same as going to the supermarket. But I think you do pay a delivery fee, or if you have to spend a certain amount of money so that you don't pay a delivery fee. But yeah, I thought it was decent myself.
Oh, all right.
But like, I like the idea that, to go back to the original point, I feel like it could be a really good thing because Amazon Echo, you can basically do your shopping on that. You can say, yo, Alexa, add milk and bread to my shopping list. Boom, goes on there. Like, you know what I mean? Things like that. And then you can order it straight through that.
Yeah. All right. I might fuck with it. I've not tried it yet, if I'm honest. I've looked at it, but I've never like done it. I don't know why. I just have been like, maybe.
No, it's decent.
All right.
And you know, my dad, like I said, he's not a very you know, savvy person when it comes to tech, but he's loving his Amazon Echo. He's even got smart plugs around the house now, turning the lamps.
Oh, he's going in.
Yeah.
He's going in.
Obviously, I've got to set them up for him, but he's like just around the house, like around Christmas time. Yeah, he was turning the Christmas lights on and off with his Echo. He's like, Alexa, turn the Christmas tree on
for no reason.
Yeah. Like another one that he likes. Alexa, do a fart. That's another one that he likes.
What does Alexa do when you ask it to do a fart? I've fucking got Alexa. I never fuck with it like this.
It does a fart.
Was it good?
Yeah.
Different type.
Yeah.
Like sometimes you get a wet one. Yeah. Sometimes you get a dry one.
Yeah. Sometimes
you
a
get
loud
a squeeze one. Like,
yeah.
Sometimes you get like a.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Nice.
Ask your Alexa to do a fart next time. I think how it works, again, because I don't have one myself. So like I've only messed with it at my dad's when I was there. But like I think you have to download specific
farts.
Well, no, not that.
Sorry,
fart,
apps.
Yeah, the fart thing is an app. So I think you download specific apps and then it's on your Alexa. You do it through your smartphone, isn't it?
Yeah, they've got some wicked apps. So there was a TV program that came out on Amazon Prime called Bosch.
Yeah.
And it was about a detective. And this is one thing, I don't know why this has not blown up on Alexa, or more people don't know about it, but it's a story where you get to choose what happens. So, you know, there's the old school storybooks. You're reading a story, turn to page 9 if your character goes left, or turn to page 15 if your character goes right. So you're playing as this detective Bosch, and it goes, Bosch walks up to a door and he hears a noise inside. Does he A, kick down the door, or B, run round the back and look through the window and see? And then Alexa goes and waits for you, and you say, run round the back like a G. And then Alexa goes, okay, and then carries on the story.
That's good.
With it. So that's the Bosch app. So you mean you can download loads of little widgets, I think is the name for it to do those sorts of things. And you can activate them from your phone as well, which is
through
cool.
through the Amazon Echo app. Yeah. So yeah, you do it all through that. But it's funny you say that, because that Bosch thing is a bit like the old school UK heads remember a program called Dub Plate Drama.
Yes.
Which was on Channel 4. It was like kind of like a UK hood drama. Yeah. And it had Rodney P was the kind of like the narrator. He's like a legendary UK rapper. And
he's the voice of the UK. I feel like when it comes to that sort of stuff, he's the voice, isn't it?
Well, there was basically like a point in the show. What would happen is there was loads of people. I know Shiesty was in it as well. She was one of the actresses in it. She's an MC. And like it would come to a point of the show where the acting would stop, and then Rodney P would appear on the screen, and he'd just be like, okay, so this is what's happened. Do you want them to do this, or do you want them to do that? And you had to text in, innit?
Yeah.
It was like, it was done on text. So it's like you text in, and then they go, okay, this is what you guys have agreed. Bang. And then they just like carry on the story.
I thought that was sick.
Yeah, it's quite, for when that came out, because this was obviously pre-smartphone as well, like that was quite a revolutionary thing to do, to be fair.
Very interactive, and it also made you more engaged, because whether they picked your choice or not, you wanted to find out what happened, and you're like, no, I should have done that. No, I told you, man.
Yeah.
I told you.
Like you were more invested in the story.
Yeah, 100%. That's a great idea. Let's give the listener a couple of ways to kill some time this week, man. We usually throw this at the start of the show, but first, before we hop into an app that we've tried out and we've got a video for on the YouTube and on the How to Clean Out Facebook, if you want to look at. You mentioned Netflix, Black Mirror. Yeah. Now, I've been following the show since the first series, but you just hopped into it. What was your experience like, man?
I thought it was really, really good. Like I did watch the previous episodes before. Like I didn't just binge everything now, but I didn't watch them when they first came out. Mm-hmm. So I watched the first 2 seasons about 2 years ago, something like that, because it was on Channel 4 in the UK, and then it moved to Netflix for season 3, and then I watched season 3, binged it all. Season 4 came out 29th, was it?
Of December 2017, I think.
Yeah.
Yep.
29th of December. And I basically like battered through all of those bar the last episode of season 4.
Mm-hmm.
I really like it, man. It's weird. It's one of those shows that people go to me, people that haven't seen it or watched it before, they say to me, what's it about? Explain it to me. And I find it really hard to explain because it's not a series as such. It's not like, it doesn't, like, each episode is basically a standalone episode. Brand new characters, like different things happening, completely different storyline. It doesn't continue from the previous episode, so you can watch it in any order you want. It doesn't really matter. You could watch it from brand new to the oldest, or oldest to brand new, or just pick whatever you want to watch, random. But it's like the best way that I can think of to describe it is it's almost like futuristic scenarios that aren't necessarily always set in the future. The surroundings could be like today, like how the world looks today, but then all of a sudden something will happen and it's like futuristic, like their laptops will be see-through, completely see-through, or, you know, they'll be able to like teleport to places or do like futuristic stuff. But it's like the thing that is so kind of gripping about it is how realistic some of these scenarios could be. They might not be realistic in the sense of like we could do it today, but it's like, oh my God, like the world is actually going that way.
It's like a realistic representation of how the world moves forward. So if you watch 80s films, they'll be like in the year 2000, flying cars.
Yeah.
It's not so much. It's like in the year, some stories revolve around the way technology is going now. So for example, the fact that everybody is connected to social media and holds such a high value, like people, like it or not, you're regarded, you know, your social standing can have a massive impact when you look at someone's social media. So someone with a great social media following, if they have no social standing, that could raise them up. Or someone who should be in a position where they get, you know, a lot of, should we say, I don't know, a high social standing, that is impacted by someone else having a higher social media following than them. Like Charlie Brooker, UK guy, makes he writes it and produces it. He can make an amazing story out of it. And I feel like people call it like quite satirical and stuff like that, but I feel like it's very feasible.
Yeah, totally, man. What you were just mentioning there's one episode, obviously I'm not going to tell you what happens in the episode in case you haven't watched it, but essentially the episode is about, you know, like how you get rated in an Uber, but you also rate the driver. It's basically that. That's the best way for me to describe it. Your whole life is rated. People are rating you, you're rating people, and your social standing, your rating that you have, which everybody can see, that enables you to get things. You know, like if you want to get a mortgage or you want to live in a specific area, if your rating is below XYZ,
you ain't getting it.
Yeah, but you're not having it. So every interaction you have with a person is rated. Even if it's like you go to the shop to buy a coffee, if you're not smiling or happy enough, someone gives you a bad rating. Then what happens is it's basically a catch-22 scenario, because if your rating goes below a certain level, even if you're really, really nice, people are just going to go, well, you're just being nice to get a higher rating, so I'm going to give you a shit rating. You can never get out of having a shit rating. So it's like, I believe something like that will definitely happen.
Already is, mate.
Like,
already is.
That is 100%.
Already is.
Some of them are a bit more out there, but that one is like,
Yeah, I think already there are definitely people who behave in a different way so that they can get more love on social.
Social media is that completely, man.
100%.
You know what I mean?
100%.
Like, it's actually nuts. And the mad thing is about that specific episode there is like, you see it in people's faces when they're like having interactions with other people. They're like, hey, hope you had a great day. Oh, it's really nice to see you. Then as soon as the person walks away, they're like, oh God, bloody hell. Like,
it's very rare for you to find someone having a bad day on Instagram, innit?
Yeah, really, exactly.
It is always good time scenarios. But Black Mirror, check it out. My bit of advice, thanks for the description on it.
No, I tried.
It made sense. My bit of advice is because all the episodes are very, very different, your favorite will be different to everyone else's.
Yeah.
So if you, for example, watch the first episode, like I did, I watched that and I was like, this ain't for me, you know? I was like, nah, I was ready to move on. And a good friend was like, stick with it, try a few more episodes. And by the second episode, I was like, fuck it, I'm invested. And then by the time the second season came out, third season, fourth season, I binged as much as possible.
Yeah.
So, it's really, really good, man. Black Mirror on Netflix now. You played an app, didn't you, Nick?
I did play an app. I played an app earlier called Nose Zone. Now, I feel like you guys were trolling me a little bit, right? Because we've all got iPhone 10s,
Yeah.
and there's more apps that are coming out where you control games and stuff with your face. I know Funk Butcher played one on a previous episode called, was it Rainbow? Rainbrow. So basically, that's where you control a little smiley face with your eyebrows to make him go up and down to collect stars. Well, this one's not as, in my opinion, it's not as controlling with the face, because you're not having to move your eyebrows up and down and like do mad stuff. But it's like, it's essentially lasers get fired out of your nose, and there's like a 3D, like a little see-through 3D representation of your face, and then you have to just move it to so your nose is pointing towards different squares which appear on the screen.
Yeah.
And the lasers just fire out. You don't have to do anything to make the laser fire out. You just need to get the little green dot into the box, and then it fires and destroys the box.
Yeah, uses the power of the iPhone X True Depth camera. So that same camera that you can make, when you if you've got an iPhone X, you can be an emoji and talk like an emoji.
Yeah.
Your face can control a poop emoji.
Yeah, you can talk like a piece of shit. I know loads of people that do that anyway. You know?
So it uses that tech. I mean, how do you find it though as an experience? Like, how was it?
Yeah, it was fun. It's weirdly quite addictive. Like, because it's a timed game as well, so you've got a specific amount of time to like destroy all the boxes, and then you get like a bonus round where you can gain more time and stuff like that. It is quite addictive, but I also do feel like I didn't get that far in the game, so I don't know if it goes on to be more than what it is, or if it's just exactly what I played, but just forever.
Yeah.
Like, I do feel like that might have the danger of getting a little bit like, well, I've done this now, but that's like most games really. Most phone games, they're not going to be something that you play for years and years and years.
Have a quick go on it, beat and delete.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I always think it's weird when in Big Bad 2018, I still see someone on the tube playing Candy Crush. I'm like, bruv, you man are stuck in 2012.
Bro, I hate it when I still get requests on Facebook. people trying to level up.
I'm like, you look at you on the tube, someone's still playing Temple Run. I'm like, bruv, that temple ran away. That temple's gone.
Fucking hell, Nick. Right, we're going to sound like old geezers. 11-year-old to me the other day said, look at this game I'm playing. It's a retro game and it's fun. I look over their shoulder. I go, what is that? And they go, look, it's Snake.
Oh my God.
I was like, a long time ago.
Yeah. Back in my day,
we actually used to play that on a cellular phone.
Not Snake 2, I mean Snake, the original.
They were like, wow, you had games on your phone then?
Wait, listen.
Like, shut up, man. Of course we did.
When they brought out the 3310, yeah, and it got Snake 2, and you could go through the wall. You could go through the wall with the Snake. That shit was revolutionary. What? We were used to just being able to like go around the little square, and if you crash into the wall, you dead.
Bruv, in Snake 1, your food was 1 pixel.
Yeah.
That's what it was, yeah? It was a pixel. And then Snake 2, they actually made it in... Well, we don't really know what
there was like little fruit things, weren't there?
Fruits and creatures and stuff like that.
Wait, upgrade. Trust me, that was sick.
But yeah, No Zone. Anyway, sorry. Back to 2018. No Zone. It's a free app, so we'll put a link to it in the show description so you can get your hands on it. Do you feel that having a strong nose helps you to play a game like this?
I don't think so. Like, if it did, I would be top scoring all over. Even though I did beat your score on the phone, but you probably played it for like 30 seconds.
I have a strong nose, but I don't know. Maybe I didn't try hard enough.
Nah, man, I've got a proper hooter, bruv, out here. Trust me, toucan ting, you get me. But
big nose gang, bruv. I'm with you, man. Has Billy got a big... Billy, have you got a big nose?
Nah, not really.
No, Billy's got quite a nice... he's got quite a petite one. Now I got a proper honker.
If I go like side on, boy, you better have like a 60-inch telly to get it all on there. You know what I mean? But yeah, it was okay. It was okay. But like I said, I feel like it might run out of steam quite quickly. Is what I'll say.
Yeah, but I mean, feel free to check it out if you've got an iPhone X, which I'm never going to call the iPhone 10 because if I really wanted to be specific, we should call it the iPhone 9, and it just doesn't have a right ring to it, does it? X. Anyway, a couple of things before we wrap the show today. Serious security flaws have been found that affect most of the computers that have come out over the last... I mean, in the articles, I've seen speculations for 5, 10, and 20 years. Yeah,
this is good news.
Every single device, right? So researchers have discovered 2 serious security flaws. Now, these flaws are called 2 different things: Meltdown and Spectre. So one of them affects Intel processors and every other processor respectively. So if you've got a Mac or a PC, you've probably got an Intel processor. And the other one affects all the others, right? Now, processors on all your devices, like for example, your phone, when they check the weather, listen to music, send mail, and everything like that, they use some special. I'm not going to go too into it. Some device, some technology which helps your computer react faster when you open an app by like semi-opening stuff or presuming where you're going to go to open bits.
Right. Okay.
And people have found a way to hack that and get your computer to presume that you want to download like a worm or a virus from the internet, and therefore dig out all of your stuff. Now, this would work on computers, PCs, phones, Android, Mac, and stuff like that. Bro,
this is bad news.
Years. Yeah, in a world where the NHS has been hacked.
Yeah.
One of the biggest employers of the world was hacked to the point where it shut down doctors had to go back to pen and paper.
Yeah. Shit, I forgot about
prescriptions in a world like that. How are flaws like this existing?
Do you know what the maddest thing is about all of stuff like this? Whenever I hear or read about things like this, I'm always just like, I'm like not surprised. Like it is quite scary, but I'm just like, these hackers and that, they're clever. Like these hackers how do you stay ahead of these hackers?
It's just a cat and mouse game, I think, man. Because they are. I mean, whatever technology device, whatever friggin' Norton antivirus you got or whatever, there just always seems to be a way. Like there's always a way.
Wouldn't it be absolutely incredible if like the FBI were using Norton antivirus to keep all of their like files safe?
Wouldn't it
CIA.
be wouldn't it be mad if the NHS was still using Windows XP and got hacked because they didn't update Windows?
Could you imagine? Like Windows XP, you know? Like, at least they're not using Windows NT, which I had when I was at school.
Well, you know about Windows 95, bro.
I had 95 as well, but then they upgraded to NT.
Wasn't that a bit buggy, NT?
I can't really remember. I just remember it saying Windows NT. I don't really remember anything.
What does the NT stand for? New Tings.
Yeah, probably at the time.
New time, New Tings.
New time. Now terrible is what it probably stands for now. You know what I mean?
But yeah, so this hack would even work for people if you had your data on iCloud or on Dropbox and stuff, because their servers still use the same chips. Luckily though, you can breathe. If you update to the latest version of Windows 10 and Apple's 10.13 to their OS, and iOS install 11.2.2, which I think they've just dropped a new version of iOS for iPads recently, and I've not checked my iPhone.
Yeah, my iPhone's got a 0 on it. It's got a 1 on it right now.
Let's see what it's got. Do we need to update?
There. Boom. Checking for updates.
Let's see the update still. So the update has come out, 11.2.2. So download that immediately because that patches it. For now.
I'm going to do it right now.
For now.
I'm doing it live and in the flesh.
Yeah, patch that bitch.
Verifying update.
You've done though. And also there's going to be updates on Google Chrome and Firefox too. So update your shit, please, because you don't want to be getting hacked. Another one before we hop out of here. Spotify have recently, at the end of December 2017, filed for IPO via a direct listing. That means they floated themselves on the stock market. When you're a big company and you have a lot of potential money to be made, you float yourself on the stock market to make more money. I don't know much more about the stock market than that, but the only reason you do that is to make some fucking money, right?
Yeah, pretty much.
So what they've done differently to others, though, is a lot of the time when people go on the stock market runs on basically gas, yeah? If people think your product's amazing, its price goes through the roof.
Yeah.
If people think that your product isn't going to be reliable, so for example, when Steve Jobs passed away, Apple's stock dropped because everyone's like, well, it's not worth as much. Steve ain't there. It's not going to be as good. So that's why Bitcoin, that thing that everyone's really, pushing at the moment, is doing very, very well at the stock market. Good luck, well done for you if you've got some Bitcoin. But what Spotify have done differently to what Snapchat did, because last year when they floated themselves, they made a big hoo-ha about it, is they wanted to go kind of like DL with it. They didn't want anyone to know that they'd gone in the stock market. And the reason is Spotify are fucking loaded.
Yeah.
They don't need to worry about doing it. Apparently it's a scheme where they're offering employees a chance to cash out their current shares to sell to investors.
It's weird because I hear different things about Spotify. I don't work there, so I don't know. But like some people say that they're operating on a big loss, and other people say that they're caked. So I don't really know what the deal is, to be honest. But if they're floating themselves on the stock market, they must be doing all right.
Put it like this. We're not floating ourselves on the stock market.
I know. I was going to inquire about it today. Actually, Nick Bright Enterprises floating that out there on the stock market. But
Brighty Limited.
I couldn't afford to pay my phone bill, so I thought it was a bad idea.
Yeah, so if you work for Spotify, let us know if you're caking it in right now and selling your shares.
Yeah.
Because there are some people that sit in companies because they bought in early and the company's been bought out.
Yeah.
And their shares are worth a lot. And they just do fuck all. They just chill waiting for their shares to mature.
Yeah, the maddest thing is people that got involved with like tech startups when they were like nothing. Can you imagine the first people that invested in Uber? The first people that invested in Deliveroo? You know what I mean? Amazon even. You know what I mean? These companies there. Now what? You are loaded.
Imagine you bought 10 grand in shares when the company, like, imagine you spent 10 grand and bought like 2%, 1% or something like that.
10 grand is like nothing as well for these investors that are investing that money.
Oh, yeah.
Like, and your return on that is going to be millions.
Yeah. I mean, there are investors that want to drop 10 mil, angel investors, they got money, but they want to get 100 mil back.
Yeah.
And company like Uber smashed it. Who else has done really, really well?
Deliveroo.
Deliveroo, man. Deliveroo.
I mean, if you're taking it back, Amazon, you know what I mean? They would have been tiny at one point.
Yeah.
You know, like there's all sorts of companies out there, tech companies, like like Facebook, bruv. Like any Twitter, any tech company. The Snapchat guys. I mean, I feel like those guys flopped a little bit. They should have just sold themselves to.
Was it Facebook?
Yeah, I think Facebook wanted them. And then Facebook went and bought Instagram. Did they have Instagram already? I can't remember the timeline, but essentially Facebook wanted them and they said no.
So Instagram went, we got fucking stories too.
Yeah, and that's what I mean. Now more people are using Instagram stories again.
Thank you, Nick Bright. You put me onto Instagram stories. So much better.
It's way better, bruv. The only thing that's not better about Instagram stories is the filters. Like the filters because they change on Snapchat often. There's different ones daily. They're better on Snapchat. But if you're somebody that just uses it to link you to kind of put Snapchats up to your friends, then I guess, you know, it doesn't really matter which one you use. But because of the industry that we work in, it's a little bit different. We're trying to reach people by putting our Instagram stories up and stuff like that. We're trying to talk to an audience, talk to people, you know, interact with different people. So like, I need somewhere that's going to get me more reach, and Instagram stories is way bigger in terms of reach.
How did you find out that the reach was better? Was it from impact? Was it?
Well, it's quite simple because how it works for me is like Instagram stories. You are talking to the people that follow you on Instagram, and people can discover you on Instagram through like the pictures that you post or, you know, hashtags that you use. There's none of that on Snapchat. On Snapchat, you're relying on people just knowing who you are. On Snapchat, you're relying on people. That's why, like, it's famous people love Snapchat.
Oh, yeah.
It's because they've got millions of people that follow them. Kim Kardashian loves Snapchat. You know, all the top famous people, they're all on Snapchat because people know who they are already. But if you're somebody who's trying to climb the ladder to get your product out there, trying to climb the ladder to get your podcast out there, trying to, like, you know, get more known to push your stuff out there, Snapchat's not the one for you because there's not natural discovery there. There's natural discovery on Instagram. There's natural discovery on Twitter. Snapchat, there's not. And until they address that, I feel like that's a big problem.
It's true. It's true. And you know what's mad? I just snapped that on my Snap story, on my Insta story, and I could put a poll on it and ask people if they agree with you. I can @ you in it, put a hashtag that you can follow in it. They've just made it amazing.
Bruv, it's just 10 times better, man. Everything about it is better. And like, I feel like Snapchat need to stop pandering to famous people because that's all they're doing, pandering to famous people. And like, I know that like the rest of the world tends to follow what famous people do, but like, I just think it's crap.
Yeah, and poor old Twitter in the background, which I still think is one of the purest social media platforms out there. It's not, I feel like it's sometimes I feel like Twitter's not doing it.
It's not what it was though, is it? If we're being real, you know what I mean? It's not popping like it was. And part of that's down to the fact that now if you go on Twitter, all people fucking talk about is politics.
Do you think it's become that place where...
Yeah, where it's basically because the older generation have got hold of it.
Yeah.
When the older generation didn't really know what was going down, like, and they were still on Facebook, it was cool. But now they're all on Twitter talking about Brexit and Trump. Every time I go on there, that's all I see. I'm like, I don't give a shit. Like...
Do you know that's quite interesting because Twitter has the least, I'm not saying it has none, the least amount of filtering.
Right.
So on your Facebook page, Facebook will tweak what you see to give you more of what it thinks you want. So if you like pictures of dogs tripping over, it's going to show you more of those.
Yeah, yeah.
If you like political conversation, it's going to show you more of those. Whereas that's why I think you might feel a difference because on Twitter, there's less. If you just go to your timeline, you're more likely to come across the swear thing. So you're right. Twitter's a very interesting place for discussion.
For me, it's more like where I look at the trending topics, on Twitter. Like if I look at the trending topics, you know, now any days, any days, any kind of time in the last 2 years, if I look at the Twitter trending topics, there's always a politician in there. There's always some sexism row in there. There's always a Donald Trump thing in there. There's always something about Kim Jong-un in there. There's always something about Brexit in there. I'm like, it's turned into the go-to place for people moaning about like boring real world stuff. And I'm not saying that I want to live in a bubble. Like like that shit is important. All right, let me just say that off the bat right now. That shit is important. But I just feel like we want to have a laugh on social media, man. I want to see shit on Lad Bible, just like some geezer with his builder's arse out falling over. You know what I mean? I don't want to go, every time I open my app, I don't want to see this stuff, which is why most people now go to Instagram or Snapchat, because it's like, oh, there we go, my iPhone software has been updated. There we go, done.
Hack-proof Nick.
So that's why, like, you know, Instagram, you might see the odd like Donald Trump post or whatever, but it's not people giving their opinion, spouting their opinion about Donald Trump, spouting their opinion about Brexit, spouting their opinion about this, that, or the other. It's just like pictures.
So are you happy with with Facebook and Insta tweaking your timeline so you don't see as much as that? Of that?
No,
that's what it is. That's what that you're seeing a result of, because there is a similar. I'm not saying just as much, but there's a lot of political conversation. Are you happy with that?
I'm very annoyed at Instagram not being in chronological order anymore, and a lot of people still are, like, and because people will go, people when it first happened, people were saying, you know, people forget about that, it's cool. I ain't forgot about that. It still annoys the shit out of me that there's no option to even put it into chronological order. You should be able to have, I can have the curated feed or I can have the chronological feed.
Yeah, I like it raw. Give it to me raw.
I want because also, like, sometimes with social media, this is why I like Twitter, because you can go on there and see what shit's popping now. Like, you know, if something's going down now, I can go on Twitter and see it now in real time. You go on Instagram, especially around sporting events. If there's sporting events that are happening on, you go on Instagram, it's like you'll open up the Instagram app and it'll be like, Andy Murray wins Wimbledon. You look 2 days ago. What? Like, what? Do you know what I mean? Shit like that. It's annoying. Like, and I don't know why they did it, because nobody wanted it to happen. Like, I know why they wanted it to happen, but the users, the people that use your app or use your social network, surely they're the most important people, and they didn't want it to happen.
Yeah, but you know what? Whatever Facebook are doing, they're fucking monetizing it.
Oh, of course,
working for them. They are killing it.
You know, that's only going to go one way. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not disputing that. I just feel like sometimes you have to listen to what the people want, and the people didn't want a curated feed. Yeah, it's one of the things that when Facebook changed to a curated feed, everybody fucking hated it, and then Instagram got bought by Facebook, and then they changed that to a curated feed. It's just annoying. Yeah,
it's very hard to get your feed in chronological order. Yeah, it's very hard to get it in chronological order. So I don't know, man.
Well, you can't get it at all now. And another thing that I can't stand, this is more Twitter, when they say, in case you missed it. Like, no, I want it in order. Like, I don't, because also it's quite incognito. You're just scrolling through your timeline, and then all of a sudden you'll start seeing stuff, and you're like, this happened fucking 3 days ago. What the hell is this shit? And then there's a little bit at the top that goes, in case you missed it. I'm like, bruv, like, what? Stop trying this shit in case I missed it. Okay. I just want to look what's happening now.
So you want the freshness?
I just want the here and the now, man. Stop trying to tell me what you think I want. Like, this is what it annoys me, because it's like, if I wanted to find that shit out, I'd search it. There's a search bar in Twitter, search bar in Instagram. I can go on Google. It's almost as annoying as when you go to shops and someone comes up to you and like, can I help you today, sir? It's like, well, if you could, I'd come and find you. Like, end of. And the things, I used to work in shops. Yeah, I used to work in Homebase. Big up the gang. I used to work in Homebase, and they used to tell us, like, you have to engage the customers, like, within a specific amount of time when they come in. I'm like, no, like, I don't get why that's told to every single customer serve. This is so off the How to Kill an Hour, like, technology podcast here, but like, it's so annoying. I know there's people listening to this that will agree with me as well. You walk in a shop, you've been there 30 seconds. Can I help you today, sir? Like, no.
I want that, though. I want that.
You want someone coming up to you within 30 seconds, can I help you?
Because when I go into a shop, I always know what I want. Yeah, and I don't want to fuck around and look around.
Because sometimes, tell me where it is. So you know, people are different. But
tell me where the spanners are. I want a screw that is this long and this width, Phillips top.
But if that's the case, why didn't you go straight to the person?
I might do, but I might have to go and find them. But if they find me, that's time saved.
Nah, like if I want something, I'll go straight to somebody. I'll go straight up to somebody, no fucking looking around. And half the time, I don't want to talk to anyone either. So it's like, I normally know what I'm looking for. So it's like, I'll go in a shop and just go and cop it. I don't want to talk to anybody. Like, this.
So you're the consumer that wants to buy something. You don't even want the person at the till to really say anything. You just want them to ring it through and just turn the screen to show you what the price is, hold out their hand for your card or cash.
It's annoying me lately that I go in shops and I have to take my headphones off because I want to ask you 1,000 fucking questions. You know, you go in Starbucks.
Yeah.
Oh, mate, don't even get me started. I wasn't even talking about that. But that's annoying. Don't give that. Like, just give me the fucking receipt. Like, there's no need to have my email address, my address, my date of birth. Give me my shit. Give me the paper receipt. But that's another story. The thing I was going to say is, like, you go in Starbucks or, you know, any coffee shop, Pret a Manger, wherever, and then it's like, they ask you so many questions. Just use your initiative. Most people that come in here, they want a bag and they want their receipt. Give them the bag, put the receipt in the bag. Don't ask me every time, do you want a bag with that? Would you like your receipt with that? Look, just like, I got my headphones on. And to make it even worse, on my way to Pret a Manger, on my way there, there'll be a chugger outside. You know, those charity mugger people that stop you in the street. Oh, okay, have you got 5 seconds today, sir? When I got my headphones on, when the headphones are on, I got Beats by Dre, so I had big ass headphones. You can see them. It's not like in-ears. I got big ass headphones. When they're on, that is the human version of Do Not Disturb in a hotel room. Like, don't fucking talk to me. These chuggers are stopping you still when you have your headphones on. They're waving at you like trying to land a 747. It's like, bruv, headphones, fuck off. Like, end of. Like, that's what it is, all right? Rant over.
Jesus.
This chair is squeaky as. I'm like moving.
It's the rant squeak.
Yeah.
It's the rant rock.
Bruv, it gets me so much. I wanted to talk to you about it on the podcast ages ago because it happens where I work at the BBC. It's like at the top of Regent Street. And when you walk to Oxford Circus tube station, it's like one straight road down Regent Street to Oxford Circus. And there's like 50 fucking chuggers there. And it's like, you don't need to piss off. Simple
you should just have a sign on your forehead that says no. I mean, headphones is the sign for no.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
And now it's got to the stage, and I think it's because they realised that everybody was doing that. I think the chuggers realised that everyone was just doing the headphone thing, as in, like, don't fucking talk to me.
So they're breaking through that.
Yeah,
now.
I feel like they've been told by their bosses or whatever. I don't know how this chugging cult works, but I feel like they've been told by their bosses, even if someone's wearing headphones, try and get their attention.
They can pause it. It's probably a podcast.
But it's fucking nuts. Because when you got your headphones on, the last thing you want, say if you're listening to a podcast or your music, you might be one of your favourite tunes. It's getting to the bit where you're like, this is my favourite part of the song. You know what I mean? If people talk over my favourite part of the song, they ruin it. You got this fucking chugger. Like, hey, sir, do you mind just taking your... No, what the fuck? Now I've got to skip back to the start of the song because of you, bruv. You got to skip back to the start of the Bomber Clark song. You know what I mean? Shit's annoying.
Bruv. You are the angry... I've never seen rage like this.
It's so annoying. Like, and I'm sorry if you're a chugger out there. I know you're just doing your job. But just know, when people got headphones on, they don't want to talk to you.
I was trying to find some angry music, bro, but I don't even know what an angry... What is an angry song for you next time you're hyping? I think some wrestling music next time, bro.
That's it. Speaking of angry, this is so random. We're going to wrap this episode in a minute. I can tell even producer Bill's like, fucking hell, god damn. Have you seen that YouTube video? It's quite an old clip, but I just stumbled across it over Christmas time with my family. That YouTube video of the guy getting the phone call from like BT, and he just goes mental.
Oh, when he goes absolutely fucking mad.
What the hell do you want?
Mrs. Carter.
What the hell do you want?
We're calling today to ensure you're getting the best value and service. BT have got an offer to you.
Fucking phone call up your pissing ass and get me off this. This is an ex-directory phone and now includes fucking British Telecom. Okay. We pay the fucking bills, now get the fuck off my phone line. Do you understand?
I understand, sir.
Good.
Right.
Well, make sure it's fucking written down and don't ring me again.
Okay.
Otherwise, I'll come and swing your scrawny fucking neck. And I mean physically.
No problem.
Do you comprehend?
Yeah, all it takes is a couple of seconds.
He's still trying.
You just go and fuck off.
No problem.
Do you comprehend?
Yeah, no problems. Thank you.
Good. Don't ever ring again.
Thank you for your time then, sir. Thank you for using BT.
Wait for it. The hang up. Here we go.
Got him. Jesus Christ, Diane. Could you do me a favour and listen to that last call for me, please?
Oh, tight, Diane.
Boy,
But
that's
it's
such Nick Bright.
But that shit's annoying as well. The guy clearly didn't want to talk. Why is it not enough? When you get these cold calls, yeah, why is it not enough when you say, "No, I'm not interested"? Like, why do they continue? You see the guy. The guy went.
Yeah.
The guy who was receiving the call, the customer, went mental. Like, fuck off, don't call me. But the guy was. It only takes a couple of seconds, bruv. How much more mental does this guy need to go for you to go? Actually, he's not interested.
Do you know what's mad? I've worked in a call center or two, and the pressure that they put you under. Even if it's not a sales one, but he's obviously a sales one. Because sales one's unbelievable. But even in like an inbound call center, the targets that the management puts on you is literally you have to say a certain set of things. Because if you don't give it your all, these disciplinaries and stuff like that. So this poor bless this poor guy that's just trying to like get through and ask questions. Really though, he should have used his initiative and backed Do you fucking understand?
I know. I'll wring your fucking neck, and I mean physically. I love it.
Physically.
Yeah, I love it that he had to fucking tell him that he meant physically, like it weren't enough to say I'll wring your fucking neck.
That's real. That's real anger where you're finding words that don't make sense just to add to your point.
That shit is so funny because, like, no matter who you are, you felt the need to do that, but you've never really done it because you're not that crazy.
I reckon next time, if they could just clip out the things that he says, you should just play that back. But one more thing, actually, before we leave, Nick, we've got to quickly brush this one up. We just came back from playing Monster Hunter.
Yeah, Monster Hunter.
Yeah, that's it. Monster.
You're saying like Munster, like an area of Northern Ireland, isn't it?
Yeah, Monster Hunter.
Monster Hunter Island. No, Monster Hunter World.
Monster
what is it?
Hunter World.
World.
Monster Hunter World. That's the name of it. It's a game where you basically go and battle gigantic monsters in it's in the jungle, bruv. It's in the jungle.
I'm starting to realise you can't say monsters, can you?
I can't, Go
you
on,
can't.
say it.
Monsters.
You're
saying monsters. Every time you're saying monsters. You're like, you're fighting humongous monsters. What's monsters?
What's another word that has M-O, and I see if I do that. What's another?
Monarch. Yeah, like monarch.
Monsters.
Monsters.
I got it right. Monsters.
Yeah.
So as a hunter, you're fighting monsters.
Oh, great. Excellent.
But in the jungle. So I'm going to be honest, it's a cult game that I know. Well, it's a big game, but I know a lot of people that have played it for a while. And I believe, correct me if I'm wrong, it's a game that had turn-based versions of it in the past, from what somebody was saying to me. And this version of the game is a lot more open world, run around and fuck up monsters.
Yeah.
So when they asked us if we want to come and fuck up...
Sorry?
Monsters.
We found a word that Marcus can't say.
Fuck up some monsters, yeah.
Excellent.
When they asked us if we wanted to fuck up some monsters, Nick Bright and I said, fuck it, we'll go and fight some monsters.
Do you know, it's quite simple once you learn what you're doing, because it's like an open plan RPG almost. You're walking around the map. You can play it online. There was 4 of us playing in a squad, and it was essentially we were going around just slapping up monsters, which were basically dinosaurs.
Yep.
And you can change different weapons. You can have like close range weapons, like a spear or a sword, but they're like ridiculous spears or swords. It's not like a little wooden spear. Or you can have like flaming bow and arrows, things like that. I thought it was fun playing it with 4 different people.
Yep.
We did play 2 different missions, where essentially we had to track down different monsters and then kill them. What I will say is I thought to myself, and I don't know whether it's me, because like when it comes to a game being quite difficult, I get a bit annoyed. And it wasn't it's not that the game was really difficult. It was the fact that like when you hunted down the monster, the monster in your words, when you hunted down the monster, it seemed to just take forever to kill it. Yeah, there's like 4 of us slapping down this monster with swords and bows and arrows, and it was just like taking forever.
I got to admit, there was one, I've forgotten her name now, a girl that was with us today who really knew what she was doing, yeah? And I have a feeling that if it was 4 of her playing the game, they would have completed missions a lot quicker. But because Nick and I I mean, Julia Hardy was there and she was actually doing kicking ass.
She's
as
quite
standard,
good anyway, isn't she?
obviously though, yeah. Me and Nick are just running around all over the map, like slaying chickens.
There was one point
birds.
where it's like they were talking to us on the comms, like, "Where are you two? You need to come and help us." And we were like, "We've got no idea where you are." Me and Marcus have just been running around kicking these poisonous frogs and
slaying
shit.
mosquitoes and stuff like that. Going,
wasting time.
Yeah, I'm like, oh yeah, look, I just fucked up a giant mosquito, Nick. Look at the size of it.
That was cool, but then when it came to fight the big monster, like I said, it was too hard. Like,
very hard.
It's not that it was too hard because, like, I don't know, it was too difficult, but it just felt. After a while, I was just like, this is annoying. I've been like slapping this guy with a big ass fucking axe for ages, and it's not kidding. Even if this was real life, right? I know it's unlikely to be real life. Even if it was real life, if I had a big ass axe against a Tyrannosaurus Rex and I chopped at his legs a few times, it would show a bit more damage than what was happening. I was like, like chopping away at this T-Rex looking thing's legs, and we're doing nothing.
So you want to see more blood, guts, and gore. You don't just want to see the animal limping. You want to see an arm hanging off. You want to see it pulling its stump along, crying in pain. You want to jump on its back, slit its neck, and watch the blood drop out of it, and go, hurrah!
You're making me sound like a complete lunatic, but yes. But yes, I would like to see a bit more blood and gore, and I'd like it to just be a little bit quicker. Okay. Other than that, though, I will say that I thought the game was good. Like it was. We were on there for quite. There goes my phone. We were on there for a short amount of time, but the time that we were playing it, I did have fun. I wasn't like, I'm bored of this now. Like, I was having fun, and the game was cool, but the monster was just too powerful. Yeah,
the monsters were very powerful, and I'd say for me personally, it's a game I play online with other people. If there's a single player campaign mode, unless, like you said, the pace is a lot quicker and there's a lot less roaming and foraging and straight to the action, then I'd play it, but you know what? It's the sort of game I'd slap on online if I got a few. If I got you need a gang, don't you? Because I had a sword at the start, and then I ended up having a long distance weapon, and I realized that me having the long distance weapon and you having a sword and someone having an axe, someone being able to defend themselves, that really helped to make it more like a better game when you've got a dynamic of friends. But if you're playing by yourself, I don't know how you like that group experience, but you know, for a game that kind of was a RPG and sort of open world crossover, well, it was actually a role playing game. Now it's more of an open world crossover. I think it's cool. It looks fun, but it's definitely not like a game I play by myself. Man.
Yeah, I mean, it's weird, isn't it? Like, you know, there's very few games out there that manage to crack the whole open world thing, but still make it interesting enough when you're just doing random roaming. Obviously, the kings of it are Rockstar with Grand Theft Auto,
which is still in the top 20 UK games. 3-4 years,
it's nuts.
5 years.
They are the kings, and I don't know what it is. It's because of, well, I do know what it is. It's basically that Grand Theft Auto takes so long to develop, and there's so much that goes into it. All the little intricacies that you just don't think of when you're playing the game, but when you actually think about it, when you're roaming around the street, like, just, you can talk to people, you can do little side missions, you can go to the beach, jump in a speedboat, you can get a helicopter, just like lots of random stuff. Like, you can play, I mean, I don't want to go on about GTA because it's an old game, but you can play GTA for hours without actually even doing a mission on your own 100%. As well.
GTA is the only game that you put on the radio. There's other games with radios in it, but GTA, I'd put on the radio, and if a tune came on and it was sunset, I'm going for a drive.
You just drive about.
I'm going to go take that in. I'm going to go cruise down Santa Monica, I'm going to go have a look at the birds.
Run a couple people down.
Run a couple of people down. Maybe get a 1-star and lose it, because I'm enjoying myself. It's a chilled one.
That's it's mad. Like, and you know, there's not many games that can do that. Just like ever. So, you know, but this to go back to this
Monster Hunter World.
Yeah, Monster Hunter World. Like, I thought it was fun, but it's more of a squaddy game than a sit down and play on my own.
Definitely, I agree. I concur. And now I think my New Year's resolution has to be Monster, is what I have to say. Monster.
Monster.
Like Monarch. Monster.
I love it how you're like splitting it up as well, Monster. So you remember it. You're like Monster, like monster.
Is that Monster?
Monster. What'd you say when you say, do you want some Monster Munch?
Monster Munch.
Do you actually? Wow.
Probably.
I want some pickled onion Monster Munch.
How the fuck have I got to my age and no one's corrected me until now? Mum, Mum!
People feel sorry for you. That's what it is.
Is that what it is?
Yeah, but there's no sympathy in this room.
Shout out to Kat, though, who doesn't say plastic.
Oh, my God, yeah.
Kat says...
Plastic.
Yeah, what else does she say? Elastic.
Plasticine.
Anyway, Nick Bright, before you go, where can we find you, hear you, see what's happening soon?
Radio, baby. BBC Radio 1 Extra. That's where I live. I do Saturdays and Sundays.
He really does live there. Saves
1.
on travel. Yeah. Saturdays, Sundays 10 till 1.
Yeah, I've just been mad busy working, doing the radio at the moment. But I'm going to be doing some stuff with BBC Sport as well, a thing called the FA People's Cup. So you can see me on there as well. But yeah, just all social media. Nick Bright DJ. That's where I'm at.
That's the one. I'm Marcus Bronzy, at Marcus Bronzy, BRONZY on all social medias. And don't forget, you can check out everything How to Kill an Hour at our website, howtokillanhour.com. All of our social media is also How to Kill an Hour. You can see a video for Monster Hunter World.
Yeah, Monster Hunter World.
Monster Hunter World that me and Nick have just played earlier today up on our website. And everything we talk about in the show, you can connect to via the link in the show description. So long story short, howtokillanhour.com is where you can find everything for us.
Yeah.
All right, I've been Marcus Bronzy.
I'm Nicholas Bright.
There's plenty of ways to kill an hour or 90 minutes. Thank you for killing some time with us.
Peace.